So we're starting with the earliest pictures, more or less. A lot of the date modifieds and stuff have become unreliable, so I did a complicated thing that's too hard to explain in Excel to sort of sort them more into the older pictures. Sort of how it'll be is like if two pictures were saved at around the same time, but one of them survived into a later backup and the other one got deleted before that backup was made, then the one that got deleted earlier will appear earlier in the directory. So in a vague sense, they start out worse and get better, and I'm about this far through. So, and looks like the percentage of them that I'm taking is about a tenth of the way through, done 3,000 or so, and there's about 1,000 in the directory over here on the right that I've picked out to be good. So
Gotcha.
So about 1 in 4 is a good picture, apparently, which isn't nearly selective enough. So I'm gonna have to do another pass, but whatever.
Yeah.
The past when I've done this, I remember it being closer to 50-50. So at least I've gotten more selective since then.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these are only interesting if you know the context. Like this one. This is just a New York caption contest, but the caption was stealing company property. That's grounds for dismissal. Well, it wasn't the winning caption, but it was the winning anti-caption, I think.
I think that's a fine New Yorker caption for that comic.
I was trying to explain to Alex about Daniel Jackson, but he left in the middle of the YouTubes I was showing him. He said he had to go cook dinner, which seemed like a bullshit excuse to me, but I guess some people...
They do that, yes.
They eat dinner at a particular time, and they have to get it cooked.
Yeah. They have obligations to other human beings. Yeah.
I should turn you down with the controller because you're a lot louder than I am.
It says you adjusted my audio level.
Yeah. How do I talk now? This doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Well, let me see.
How come this doesn't do anything?
I don't know.
It's very bad. Well, I'm just going to turn down the volume on the computer since you're the only thing coming out of it. There. Problem solved. I don't totally understand what the deal is with these. It's like the slider, and yet it's all the way green. I don't know. In any case.
Yeah.
So most of these have no real significance, and what my criteria is for an important image is pretty...
Hey, it's my Uncle Greg. That's important.
Yeah, it's your Uncle Greg.
Yeah.
Not important.
Oh.
Here's a fan comic where Alice and the Mad Hatter kiss.
That's not important.
No. Here's Funga going... Well, he's not going through the door. He's just over here.
That's important.
Not really.
Oh.
I mean, I guess. You could argue it is.
You could argue a lot of things are important.
Yeah, most things aren't.
But most things can be argued to be.
This is a map of who had the internet in 1990. And this is a map of who had the internet in 2002.
It's not a very helpful map.
Yeah, the haunt is. Why not?
I guess I wasn't able to read it just now on my little screen here thing.
Oh, well, it's distorted. You know, it's one of
Uh,
the Woody poems.
right.
Comic about girl in a labyrinth. No. That was porn. That was good. I remember sending somebody a whole bunch of cat and girl comics, and they're like, I'm not gonna read these. There's too many. Was that
There
you?
are a lot of them. Yeah, maybe.
I selected out the good ones for you.
I probably read them then. See, that was me.
Right.
I mean, maybe.
But did you read this one? Opposite Day.
Let's see here. Happy birthday. It's not my birthday. Happy reverse birthday. It's not my 1 year younger. But I like getting older. Nobody likes getting older. There's nothing there but wisdom and death. Now there's perspective. As you spend more time in the world, you get to see the permanence of ideas and institutions revealed as a charade. And now you make me cake. Right, yeah, that's good. Okay. I think I've read that. I don't really remember for sure.
You're better at reading out loud than most people. It's a low bar, mind you, but
Yeah.
I mean, you're putting emphasis in the right place. You're not skipping words. Some of these have file names I find confusing. Ad for ugly fat people from eBay. 3.5 of clubs. I guess that's important.
Cheney is important.
Um,
I guess this particular picture of Cheney isn't very important.
no. There probably was a picture of Cheney back in there somewhere. I know I've run across other pictures of him, but I didn't put them in. You know what maybe I should do is just go through this really fast through the ones I've already done and stop me if you see something that you think is important.
I can't promise anything.
Yeah, well,
You knew that.
I doubt you will, but the Lemmings levels, obviously.
I mean, if I see more relatives, then I'll probably point them out, but...
Yeah, as I said, these are like the earliest ones here are ones that appear in old backups, but not in slightly newer backups. So not only did I have them and then deleted them because I decided they were bad, I did so a long time ago.
Hmm.
And some of them come back around to being relevant, but not very many. A lot of batch conversion results, things turned blue, things chopped up, etc. This is like, well, I guess this isn't the entire giant collage picture chopped up. This is a smaller, better collage picture, denser at least, with good material chopped up. I should probably put this in. I put the suicide one in. Dilbert. Maybe I should put that in for historical reasons.
That treasure eater is important. That's not really important.
Oh, yeah, it might be actually. Poison, Gone and Soup, Mysteries, and you know what that thing is, right?
Yeah. That's from Number Munchers or some shit.
Oh no. No, they appear in one level of Commander Keen 4.
Oh, right.
In the pyramid level, they take candy and stuff. They don't hurt you, but they'll steal your candy before you can collect it for points.
That's awful.
And they're in the Temple of the Gnosticine Ancients, so it's sort of implied that they are the Gnosticine Ancients. And that's the level that has the inchworms on it, that if you assemble 12 of them in one place, they turn into the foot, and you can ride the foot to the secret, really difficult level.
The picture of Homestar and Strongbad kissing is important.
Why?
It's well, I think it's important.
Are you sure that's even Strongbad?
Well, it's what it says in the file name.
It does. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's important. I wonder why I have that.
I've seen it before.
Horn of Misery from Cave Story. Monorail Cat. How could that not be important, right? Yeah. And then there's a bunch of playing cards. This is from a Google image search I did. Back in these days, almost all the images came from Google image search. I would just do a search for something in Pages, or thousands and thousands of results, and say whatever I wanted. And I was trying to get a different weird picture of a playing card from a different source for every card in the deck.
Mm.
I didn't quite manage it, but I came reasonably close. You could certainly do it now.
Yeah.
Here's maybe the most interesting one, arguably. Penn and Teller have a fake gravestone somewhere in Illinois or wherever. I don't remember where. And then you can do a card trick where you pretend to get the wrong card. The card the person picks, you arrange things so that it's the 3 of clubs. And then you're like, is this your card? And they're like, no, that's not my fucking card. And then you're like, oh, well, let's try something else. And you get out the Bible from the hotel room that you're staying at, and you've like pre-written a secret message on there with lemon juice or pee or something, and then you put it under a candle. And it gives you an address, and you go there to Penn and Teller's grave, and it's like, dun, 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 and their mind's blown.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that was in one of the books they wrote. They're like, if you ever happen to be passing through this section of Illinois, or wherever, I don't remember where it was, just somewhere that people might end up going through on a road trip, I guess. And who knows, maybe they totally lied in the book and there is no gravestone and you end up looking like a moron. That was a book that was written with black text and red text, and the secret was that the red text was all lies.
House of Leaves.
No, and that the red text was just crap about Minotaurs, so it's also struck out. In your copy, there is no red text, though. It's just struck out. Black text and blue text. I don't remember the name of the Penn and Teller book was. I lost it a long time ago, or threw it away, or gave it away, or whatever. Penn and Teller. What do you think of them?
I don't know. I haven't seen Penn and Teller like do anything in a video form like in years, so I can't really think anything of them, I guess.
I like their instructional behind-the-scenes show for kids that they did a long time ago. I don't remember what it was called, but it would show like behind-the-scenes stuff of different things in art, like how to different ways of making things look far away in a painting or whatever. It had a lot of interestingly shot bits. Bullshit I found pretty grating, and they didn't really put too much effort into making sure they were calling bullshit on things that were actually bullshit. Some of them are sort of, and even to the extent that they were, their idea of it was, ridicule isn't exactly part of the scientific process, and so ridiculing people in a voiceover rather than to their face is a little bit cheap.
That's fair.
Here's the tree of diamonds instead of the 3 of diamonds.
No, that's awful.
Multiple copies of some of these due to batch conversions and naming differences and so on. There's online tools that allow you to take 2 pictures in a directory and automatically find them and be like, hey, these are the same picture. But I I don't have it. It was wiped when my computer was erased. So it was probably shareware that ran out after 30 days anyway, or I downloaded 3 of them and only the third one worked, or some shit like that. So rather than bothering to do that, I just did a lazy version of it in Excel that only cares about the file name. I figure if it's the same picture, probably has the same file name. An extension, you know. Alright, this is taking longer than it's supposed to because I got distracted. Here's pictures of Cheney. Moving along, moving along. Put a fair number of comics by you. What are you clicking on?
Things.
What?
None of your business.
Well, it is because you're supposed to be looking at this.
I'm also looking at this.
This is going past pretty fast, buddy. I think this demands your full attention.
Yeah.
What's the female equivalent of buddy?
But us.
No. It's probably ma'am, although that has a different edge to it.
H.P. Lovecraft is important. Technically.
Yeah.
Naked Fox is important.
Yeah, that's furry porn I drew. I could put that in.
Yeah, well done.
I put in a different picture of H.P. Lovecraft. I guess I should put in this picture of Henry Stephen Keel. That's my bio. But a lot of that's make a time.
Azumanga Daioh was a formative experience for us all, and thus very important. You should just put every picture from Azumanga Daioh in there.
That would be a lot. I remember there was an Azumanga Daioh forum thread on Z2 at one point, and I posted all the images that I had of Azumanga Daioh in it.
And they were like, I hate you, Flimsy.
No, by the time I had finished posting them, someone had taken an animated GIF that I had posted earlier on in it and edited it so that it had something else going on in it and reposted it into the same thread, which amazed me at the time. I was like, wow, how fast the internet is. These days you go to dump.fm, you get that no matter what you post because they're very fast. And they're all GIF animators and they have nothing else to do.
That fuck you diamond somebody submitted on your website is important.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's something that somebody drew in response to a request from me to draw things, but I put in the snowman on the cloud with the well, and that was better.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Last Supper where everyone at the Last Supper is Peter Weller, but that doesn't have real significance to me. Gender swap version of an It's Walkie comic, a bunch of clouds, guy drinking syrup. What am I hearing in the background?
Probably TV. Dale Cooper is important.
You know, when I was at your house and I wanted to watch Dog with a Blog and 21 Jump Street and you didn't want to, you should have just told me that you didn't want to because you didn't like them. That you wanted to watch soccer or do something else.
I don't have any energy for that.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, 21 Jump Street, I was fine with watching. We couldn't fucking get it to play.
Yeah, I got all jerky.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was going to be good or not. I couldn't really tell. It was by people who had made something else that was good. I don't remember what, so.
Yeah, but you're right. But yeah, I had no problem watching that. It's just, issues.
Alright, Alf raping a seal. Anime. How about this? Is this important?
No.
No, no, it isn't. If I could just like keep a running commentary of what you're seeing in here, it might help me at least see it from a different perspective.
Well, there's the box from Metal Gear. There's some more Azumanga Daioh. There's a baby. There's people. There's some people. There's a Muppet. There's a sheep. There's some more Azumanga Daioh. There's some blue guy. There's some more blue guys. There's a guy in a beard. There's the Iliad. There's that dude. What's his name? There's ha 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 Wipeout. There's Adam. There's some guys. There's that guy from that metal show.
What is that guy's name? The guy who always plays the alien and things, right? Like he's Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh, yeah. I'm amazed you actually. Yeah, that was the guy I was talking about. What's his name? Shit. I should know this.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, there was Giant Robo. That was important. There's Castle ZZT quote. That's important. That's when you were famous.
Watching Giant Robo. I don't think it was done when I started watching it. I couldn't be bothered to download the episodes as they came out.
It was done when you started watching it. It was only like it was an OVA. It was like 6 episodes long. It was done in like 1994.
But the story didn't end. Oh wait, no, I'm confusing it with something else.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that was good. I don't really have any particularly good pictures from it. I just have these because I wanted Scribbit to draw somebody with the same weird hair.
There's George Bush shrugging. There's National Geographic. There's the Masquerade mask. There's some Spider-Man crap. There's Blue Man Group. There's Mario and Luigi. There's some glitches. Shrek. Gumby. Batman.
Theirs.
Yeah. Eliezer Yudkowsky. Cat. Flag Cat. That underwear guy. Some grimacing person. A sheep. Butt. Azumanga Daioh. Fish. ZZT, people, cartoons, people, glitches, no, curtain, Greg Sgromo again, he's important, he's not important, Obama, Money Eyes.
I think we went past the point.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
You sound autistic when you're reading these because you're just like, people. They all look the same to me.
They do.
Children fighting zombies. That's important.
I keep on trying to think of that guy's name, and I keep on just thinking Lovecraft, and that's not his name. But I think it's the same number of syllables.
He also played the alien guy in Bucker Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. See that?
No, I didn't.
It's not good, but it has some odd parts. It's old, it's offbeat.
I like that. I like that chicken Snape. That's good.
For those of you at home who don't get the joke of this, the caption is supposed to be Snape's on a plane.
Although the comic by itself is good enough too.
Put that in. That's actually Day of the Triffids. Gilbert hates everyone. You drew this based on a dream you had.
No, I didn't. Did I? Oh, maybe I did.
How can you not remember that?
Yeah, I guess I do remember that. Well, I don't have that picture anymore.
I had some hypnagogic Adderall dreams today because I woke up and I took Adderall and went back to sleep. And Adderall wakes you up, so
yeah,
you gradually emerge out of the state. The guy who looks like the Zodiac Killer has my same name. All this political stuff doesn't age very well.
No. I think pictures of Bush age pretty well.
I put in one a bush. There were an umbrella going upside down, like they do. It
Mhm.
just seemed to epitomize him. That his understanding was broken.
Yeah.
Whatever faults he had, ultimately he was just
Yeah.
a puppet and a fool.
The the movie by Oliver Stone, W, was a pretty good picture of George Bush, I thought, for that purpose.
Yeah, but longer than it needed to be. I think the picture of him with the umbrella captures it fine.
Yeah.
I did like the ending of W, where he's having the dream where he's alone in the baseball stadium at night and he throws the baseball way up in the air and it just never comes down.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
I'm putting in all the pictures of this kid just to emphasize how many fucking pictures of him I have, and I don't know why. It's just something about his face stuck in my mind.
Mm.
This is probably technically the earliest pornography saved by me, although it doesn't have the earliest date created or date modified at this point. It's all been shuffled around so much. Do you think is this comic important or just horrific?
Just horrific.
It shows up a lot. This is probably going to show up again with a better file name, but whatever.
Lithgow, John Lithgow.
Oh, that's the name. John.
That's why it's confusing with Lovecraft, because it's not, never mind.
I like this picture of spiral stairs I turned upside down. I'm ambivalent about how many magic cards to put in, because there's kind of a lot of them, but I do like them. Some of them. It's just that they really mean very little to someone who doesn't play Magic. You know?
Yes.
But maybe if they don't play Magic, they should learn, because it's a novel game. You know, I'm not really a gamer. There's not a lot of games that I would recommend people play, but there are some. I think everybody should play Portal and Portal 2, for instance. And what's your excuse not to? Jerks. How about this one? It has a wolf in it.
I like that.
There's a tie that says "I am Satan" at the bottom. Oh, I have to put this in.
Yes, I was going to say, actually. I had to put the Iron Phone guy.
That I like. They somehow took on a significance in my mind. That's good. It's funny, but is it important? No. No. Panorama inside an atrium. A cake that says it just doesn't matter. I'm kind of putting in anything here that relates to suicide just to show that, you know, it's not like a spur of the moment thing. It's kind of a theme that's been with me, but I don't know if it's really important or not. But I'll deal with that on the next pass. There's this panorama inside the tallest building in China. I don't remember the name of it. It's the one that looks like it's a whole bunch of stacked up sort of angled things, you know?
Yeah, I remember this picture.
That'd be a good place to commit suicide. You know how suicidal the Chinese are compared to us and the Japanese?
No, I don't know.
It'd be interesting in finding out that statistic. Because, like, I feel like you couldn't have a building like this in Japan. You couldn't do this because people would just be jumping off all the goddamn time. You know?
Maybe so.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe culturally there's some sort of thing where you want to jump off the outside of a building and rather than the inside.
Or where you're less likely to be immediately noticed.
Well, I mean, it doesn't take that long to jump over a railing. I mean, it takes like less than a second.
Yeah, but I would imagine inside a building feels a little more public most of the time.
That might be it. They just want the privacy. Yeah, it could be. There is also the issue that at the bottom of an atrium, it's generally a bunch of people milling about, so might land in one of them and kill them or whatever.
Yeah, I have a hard time imagining that really fitting in like Japanese cultural stereotypes.
Yeah, that seems far too impolite.
Yeah.
Also, they might break your fall and you might not die, but I don't think that's really as much of an issue. I don't
You
think
know.
jumping from. I mean, you figure if a fall from like, how many stories do you think it would take you to definitely die, assuming you didn't land on anything unusual, just landed on like the floor?
I think it maybe depends on like the angle at which you land, but I guess in most cases 5 or 6.
Sure. And so let's say it takes 5 stories for you to fall to your death. Then if you land on somebody else and they cushion your fall, you figure at most they're going to be sucking up like half of the force. So you jump from 10 stories, even if you land on somebody else, you're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
They won't necessarily die because you might land on like their leg, but my thinking could be wrong on that. I mean, this back of the napkin sort of sinking. Oh, this is important. This one. I got one of these for Christmas once.
Mm.
Can't remember if it was from my parents or Santa.
Those are useless.
I liked it.
Why did you get rid of it then?
Just lost interest, I suppose. I have very few possessions.
For the viewers watching, Jack has very few possessions.
I just said that.
I know. That heat bleach what's load runner level is important.
Yeah, I made that. Paintings.
You don't eat bleach, you drink bleach. Unless you're talking about those bleach tablets that you put in your toilet tank.
Somehow, eat bleach just as a phrase seems more antagonistic to me.
Yes.
Ruder.
Yeah.
It's like the improper grammar is part of the rudeness.
Yeah. You're a motivation hazard, Jack.
Yeah, probably. I already put in all of these as strips, but I'm probably going to weed them down to just the ones I particularly like, which are motivation hazard, cognitive hazard, and the one with the light bulb, whatever it is. Mimetic hazard.
That huge tank from Fern Gully, that's important.
That's not from Fern Gully.
It looks like it's from Fern Gully.
I did not make this. I don't understand why somebody replaced Calvin's head with the berries and cream lad's head, but it's not important. It's just baffling. I don't remember very much about Fern Gully. It had a sexy fairy and a bat with like a antenna that would talk in wacky ways, voiced by Robin Williams or some such. And there was a demon in a twisted old stump, and the guy chopped it down, and the demon of pollution came out, and yeah.
Pretty much. You got it.
And they saved the day somehow. Don't remember how.
Magic.
A lot of references to this at one point between me and Matt. 2 green apples and 2 banana boners is the name of this picture.
That's stupid.
It is stupid. It's incredibly stupid. This photographer is an interesting character, though, and he puts tons of shit in the metadata of this pictures. A lot of random searches.
Those fish hooks are from Rayman, aren't they? Those fish hook musical notes.
They are musical notes, and yes, Rayman, they are spikes functionally. And I like this picture of a climbing gym with somebody on the ceiling. And I like this old photo of this girl.
I like that tall interior building city thingy. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I already have a copy of that in here, but I'll take that one too. I don't know which one is better. Sometimes these are like resized versions of or whatever.
I like that interior ski hill too.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Interiors are good.
Yeah.
Painting, that's a dumb painting. That's a dumb photo. I don't know if these here so I can look at what this says. Happy November and December birthdays. Abbreviate November and December if you need to. Oddly, not from Cake Rex. And here's some porn. 1984. This was by the same photographer as Two Green Apples and Two Banana Boners.
Okay.
Mostly does artsy porn, but he's real.
Well, I guess the bananas are artsy porn, right?
Not really.
No, not really.
This cake is not important. I don't know. Maybe it is. It's funny.
It is funny.
What's the difference between funny and important, really? This one isn't as good.
Yeah.
This one I like a lot. This one's good. This one, for some reason, pictures of stairs, particularly spiral stairs, seem to work pretty well when you turn them upside down.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So I like those. A graph of the Intel TikTok, where they shrink it down and then they have a new architecture and they shrink it down and so on.
I think that picture of those two guys and that
Bathtub.
Nigerian the two guys in the Nigerian scammer are good. Heck yeah, I think that has a lot of charm to it.
Yeah. He's actually not from Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
He's
Whatever.
from the Republic of Agdigwengo.
Yeah. Agdigwengo,
But
right.
it's a parody of Nigeria. I agree.
Yeah. Agdigwengo.
His name was George Agdigwengo. The
Yeah.
other two guys were Tom Turretin and somebody, I don't know who. Do you get this joke?
No.
This guy was the protagonist of a terrible, terrible computer game called Limbo of the Lost, and it was quickly pulled from shelves after being released because it was almost immediately obvious that they had ripped off like character models and backgrounds and stuff from everything under the sun.
I vaguely remember that.
So this is like here, obviously he's in Microsoft Excel. They're passing it off as their own work, is the joke.
That's cute. That's cute, Jack.
It's
Very clever. Yeah.
Limbo
of the Lost sounds like a movie that is being parodied by Mystery Science Theater.
It has a musical number at the end, which is just, it's astounding how bad it is. It's worth watching on YouTube.
I have seen that. It's been a long time. I don't really remember how it went, but yes.
This is one of the image macros that I actually use, not too infrequently. I don't use image macros much. I like the idea of them. I have a few saved, not a huge collection, but there's certainly image macros dotted around, but I don't really use most of them. Here's somebody drawing the death of everyone in his classroom. This was an innovative Lode Runner puzzle I made. Nice painting. Guy who painted this painted a painting that had some weird symbolism in it that I really want to know what it means, but I emailed him and he never emailed back. He's Japanese. Blotter acid. A building that looks like it's part of a computer game background because it's such a sharp angle that it looks like it's just a 2D thing. A hideous baby in a skunk costume. I like that painting. Cut and paste school of level design. 9 managers. That just seems to have shown up a lot for whatever reason. Don't know who that is. Here's George Agdigwengo. A picture I took back when I had a webcam and it was broken and it would do this. Colors were cycled wrong and then the picture was shifted over like this.
That's cool.
Actually red where it looks blue, and that's where he used to sleep, in the corner of this little room tucked into the back of the underground house.
Nice.
It was a windowless room, and it had one door that opened onto another windowless room.
Very nice.
I just had my little desk in there, and the walls were blue. The carpet was green, and the ceiling was white, because my idea at the time when I had it decorated was to make it sort of ironically outdoorsy. If I could go back and paint it again, I would have just chosen blue for everything. Maybe. I don't know. It was good. It was a blue room. Here in my house, as you know, because you've been here, The walls are white and the carpet is blue, and the railings and stuff are blue. Same blue as the carpet.
Yeah, it's a good house.
There's a lovely painting of a maze. If you look close, there's a maze all over the walls of that maze.
Presumably those walls are a maze.
I don't know that it goes that far.
Oh.
Here's a flow chart. Did they laugh at you? No. Yes. Show them. Show them all.
Yeah. I like highways. That's good. I like highways.
You know, come to think of it, no one ever really did laugh at me. Maybe that's the problem.
You're just not feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all too self-aware these days, I guess.
Yeah, highways.
And there's better pictures of that highway set. This one's back in the archive here because there's a bunch of pictures from this photo set, and that's one I didn't keep.
That's a good picture. Is that what's his face?
This
guy.
This
Who's
guy.
that? Who's that guy?
Brian Sprinkle, I think.
I know. I don't know who that is. I was talking about that building with a hole in it. I like that building with a hole in it. I was wondering if it was by that artist who did all those pictures of death buildings and whatever.
I do not know. I don't
Let's
remember. There was a site that had a bunch of good surrealist artists. I downloaded a bunch of pictures from.
I see.
Yeah, I don't even remember the name of that painting. I do remember the name of this one. A man needs. Oh, what is it? A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. Here you have some fish on bicycles.
Huh.
By Shane Getter, as you can see, because he put a big watermark on it.
That's terrible. Why do they put watermarks on their art? I like that girl dog.
So if you want it, you have to buy the painting for $5 million.
I see. Whenever you need, come see me and I'll help you learn to be a lady in any situation. Yes? Wink. Alright.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
I don't know what anime that's from. This was a good prank. Been down on a Marine lately? It's don't ask. Don't tell. This picture of a Marine is covering up the word sub. And this violator is obviously stuck on as well.
Oh my god.
Giant.
I forgot that those were called violators.
Yes. And you know what the little triangular thing that goes in the corner is called?
No.
A snipe.
Snipe. I would not have remembered that.
And you know what that thing on a sundial is called?
Starburst?
No, you should know this because it was in the email with Ben that I forwarded you. Because Ben told me.
No.
It's called a gnomon.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe I didn't forward you that one. But I think I did.
You might have.
Danger! Flying hands will steal your water in this area. Edited page from What's It?
Watchmen.
It's a hideous painting.
Powerpuff Windows.
Yeah, it's good.
Some girl surrounded by death. Mimetic hazard.
What girl surrounded by death? Where?
Blood.
No, she just has a nosebleed. She's a reverse vampire.
Oh, alright. Right.
That's from that reverse nosebleed vampire.
Bill Gates.
Nice theater.
It's funny how blurry that Bill Gates picture is, but I still know it's Bill Gates.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a recognizable face.
Yes.
This context feel clueless that he's being kicked in the face by Windows ME here.
Right.
Something.
I remember Windows ME, which is surprising.
Windows ME is my favorite Windows in terms of the anthropomorphization of it. Not in terms of actually using it.
It was not very memorable in that sense.
It had a lot of problems, and people switched to a different one pretty fast.
Yeah, it was just like the between Windows 2000 and XP one, so it was very interesting.
There's somebody being tree-banned. Do you know what this device is called?
It's a drill.
a specific name.
It's a skull drill.
That is not it. You're not going to get it by guessing. You have to actually know the name.
It's a snipe.
Here's a hint. It appeared in the latest Earthworld update.
It's a skull violator.
You read Earthworld?
No.
Fucking should.
It looked really bad. Now, I understand it was probably really good, but it looked really bad.
It is good. I'm going to read you the latest Earthworld update. Because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
It should warn you, though, Earthworld goes back and forth between being a comic and being text.
Yeah, that was part of why it looked really bad.
This part is text.
Oh, boy.
It was a cold and limp thing, Charlie's hand. It felt like stiff dough, lightly dusted in flour. It did not move on its own. Not a twitch. The hand was the only part of his body that Lilith had ever seen, and that only glimpsed for the second that it had taken for it to cover her eyes. Fifilina adjusted the hand's position a bit, and the last little bit of light went out for the naked Archon upon the slab. So Charlie could not move. He was incapacitated physically. She'd always wondered. Her learning this thing, her seeing even his hand, meant that her life was forfeit and would soon be over. Charlie had no intention of turning Lilith back to Charlescom. He'd accept no deal for her release. She was a puzzle box for him to pry open. Her only duty now was to be tough to crack, to do Mistress Wanda proud. It wouldn't be boring, at least. She said nothing more. Centering her mind, she thought of her life's path. She was glad now that she'd been netted at Space Rock instead of dusted. This was good. Even though it was the end, it was good. This was a better way to go than her decrypted sisters got. Some of them had still loved Charlie, she suspected. They would have come here and begged him to be taken back into the company, and he'd have stripped them for parts just the same. Better it be her to face him. Sisters, I have been touched by the man himself, the very thing we have shared all our whispered fantasies about. It is no big whoop. Charlie also spared no more words, except for those of the spell he was muttering. His physical voice sounded feeble and congested. She'd also heard the noise of machinery, of cogs and locks. She smelled the aftertang of shockomancy on Charlie's skin. She couldn't quite make out the words of the spell, maybe something like Broca, Broadman, Wernicke. But then he spoke one word more distinctly and louder. Trephine. And that is the device it is used for removing a circle of bone as from the skull to access the brain.
Yes.
Juice flowed in through her forehead, and she was thrown into the blackness of think space. She was ready for it. She was an Archon, comfortable in think space, and she had rehearsed this many times during her captivity. She made a bastion of herself, formed out of her mind stuff. She was Castle Lilith. In all directions, the inky sky rippled and spun with the blue-black wings of countless ravens, or perhaps huge crows. They dived at her soldiers, who stood upon her walls and tower. Her defenders had bright red mail to protect them, cold white steel to beat the crows back. And the birds were not serious. Not yet. There was no landscape here, no lights but the balls and torches upon her own ramparts. The 10,000 crows circled in a vast but barely visible band of chaos. Their ceaseless caws blended together and formed a single shrill voice. "So," screeched the murder of crows conversationally, "how do you work?" Castle Lilith lanced a bolt of shockomancy out into the vast encircling flock, aimed more or less at random. A few birds, not many, fell like flakes of ash upon her battlements. "Like that," said Castle Lilith to the blue-black sky. "I see," said the birds, somehow combining the raucous calling of crows with the detached tone of a scholar. "And what is that, a motor control or an emotional regulation system?" The band of crows tightened their loop around the castle, flying in for a closer look. "I don't have your basic configuration down yet." Castle Lilith's archers loosed 4 clean, well-coordinated volleys from the top of the tower. Only a very few crows fell, but the circle scattered, reforming at its former distance after a few moments. "Keep talking," said the crows. "Keep doing things. I'm learning." By the second hour of the battle for Castle Lilith, a sense of stalemate had taken hold. Although dozens of red armored bodies lay upon her ramparts, the walls stood unscathed. The flock, too, had been thinned out a little bit. Only a little, though. He'd found openings. Window slits not large enough for a man to squeeze through still admitted the Charlie birds. They flew loose and free through her corridors, seeking her innermost chambers, and the seat of power which was the keyhole to her consciousness. But she slammed doors on them. Her sentinels cornered them and cut them down. They had not penetrated far. She dared to hope that she might hold out for a whole turn, to be thrown into a cell to begin tomorrow. Maybe she could take up a whole day's worth of Charlie's attention. Whole 16, after all. Charlie's Rule 16. Of the few things more important than money, Charlie's attention is the most scarce and valuable. Spend it wisely. Corollary. Being always on Charlie's mind, you are richer than any ruler. To this she now added Lilith's corollary. Consuming the enemy's attention hurts him even more than consuming his money. Where is the love? Asked the crows, who hadn't spoken for quite some time. You're thinking of Rule 16. I can see it. They circled at a distance fretfully. I've made more progress than you know, but I want to know where the love went. On a deeper level than the verbal, something similar to the way she understood an order, she knew what he was asking. He meant her sense of the Arkandish, her love for him. It had been as strong as anyone's before she'd been popped again. Now it was gone. Castle Lilith actually laughed. I found someone better than you to love. I can see that, cawed the crows. The foundations of your love for the Arkanflyers stretching down and away. I'll have to follow them. I think they'll lead somewhere interesting. Despite her attempt to be calm, Lilith's soldiers struck a sudden pose of defensive attention all along the battlements and towers. He was speaking of Mistress Wanda, of using Lilith to get at her. She would sooner destroy herself than allow that to happen. But I can't quite find what I'm looking for, said the birds. The socket, the broken umbilicus, whatever once connected us. I'm quite interested in how it can be broken. Any thoughts on that? Lilith's archers listed a defiant volley, but the arrows fell well short of the mass of birds. With a whoosh of wings that sounded something like a sigh of resignation, more than half the great flock peeled away from the circling ring. In small groups, they spiraled in for a landing. The crows went for the walls, but not to engage her soldiers. Instead, they formed clumps of 200 or 300 around her fallen, as if to eat the bodies. Lilith had a good command of signs and think space, but she did not understand what it was meant to accomplish. Were they going to consume them as a forage or some kind of resource? Attention? Juice? It didn't make sense. This was something beyond the ken of an Archon. She did not know how to defend against it, except to have her fighters charge for the clusters of grounded birds. The dozen different points of attack here were more than she could concentrate on at once, so it took her a moment to understand when figures began to appear who stood in the center of the bird clumps. They wore blue armor. One thing I have learned so far, said the birds who were still flying, the voice sounded quieter, more distant due to the flock's depleted numbers, is that configuration you're showing me means. It has everything to do with crocomancy. Her soldiers began to engage, scattering the birds into fluttering, clawing black clouds that screened the blue-plated warriors. She reformed you, cawed the birds, in a way that connects you to her will. Birds littered her walls as the defenders cut them down, but their bites and scratches took their toll, and some of her units fell to the stone. In places where this happened, the blue units were kneeling over the fresh bodies. It's a good trick, rasped the birds in the sky. The central power of crocomancy, really. And while I doubt I've learned enough to become a crocomancer, I can certainly use that trick in here. The newly fallen defenders' armor changed from red to blue. They began to climb to their feet. So, obviously, most of that will be fairly baffling to you, not having the correct context, but...
Oh, yeah, I'll agree you're very good at reading.
Yeah, I like reading. This is the photographer who takes these pictures.
Oh, I remember this guy. Yeah, it's a good picture.
Bunch of pickles here.
Yeah. More surrealist arts.
Picture of a theater, tank in a field.
Something.
Oh, I like this one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
House fan art. This one's a really old picture.
Now, of arrows?
Yeah, in the file name here it says James Prius.
Yeah, they all say that. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Okay, all of them have been saying that.
Well, not forever. Just
yeah, well, as long as I've been watching.
Like, so you go back to here and they haven't been. It's a
yeah, they have.
It's a subfolder name.
Okay.
But I don't know why I would have a subfolder name that. I mean, these were from the November 2nd, 2008 backup CD in the quality sorting folder in folder 02, and then apparently in a folder named James Prius, and then in a folder named Part 2. and I just have no idea where that name came from or who that person is.
There's Arthur House. That's important.
Yeah, Orphan House. Great. This might be.
Who made Arthur House?
The blue furry. What's his name?
Saxon Pike.
No, he's some sort of lizard. Cajordio.
Oh, no. Cajordio made... Really?
Yeah. I think he also doesn't like being called a furry.
I think that's a lie that Cajordio made Arthur House.
He totally did. He's in it.
I don't care.
He appears at the end. He has a big floofy tail.
So?
After Flash crashes, and then one of his friends runs up to him, is also afraid.
That was a squirrel at the end.
He's like, wait a minute! Why was Dr. Utonium making little girls in the first place?
Yeah, that was a squirrel at the end. That wasn't Cajordio.
Well, the guy talking might have been a squirrel, but it was Cajordio who he's talking to.
Well, you're wrong.
I bet you $1 billion it was totally Cajordio.
No, this is like when you said that Anna Anthrop was the same person as saying...
Well, it was a blue fox.
Cajordio's a husky.
Well, who the hell is the blue fox then? Oh, you're right. Yeah, who the hell is?
Yeah, I know I'm right.
Who the hell is the blue fox?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not Cajordio. You're right, but it's not a squirrel.
Whatever.
Alright. Windows, chandelier. Very stupid surrealist paintings. Mormon. Beer floats. That's a real old picture. Some of these I'm putting in just because they're really old. Like, they're some of the oldest pictures I ever downloaded or whatever. But that's the only significance to them. And aside from things like this video, there would be no way to know that because they've been shuffled around. Can you look up James Prius to see who the hell he is?
Yeah. James R. Prius, Howard Hughes Medical Institute.
There's nothing to me.
James Prius, Molecular and Cellular Biology, University of Washington. Yeah, he's a neurobiologist guy.
What's his work about?
Molecular and cellular biology.
More specifically.
Here we go. Current members of the Prius Lab: James Prius, PhD, Principal Investigator, Member, Basic Sciences Division. What do they do? Research. Well, they do research. It's waiting for this to show up here. This person's name is Laura Gaydas.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. And this person's name is Alparslan Hassan.
That's not funny.
No, it isn't.
Don't look at their names, look at what they do.
Our lab studies embryogenesis, the process by which a fertilized egg becomes a multicellular organism with distinctive tissues and organs. Most of our work focuses on the development of a microscopic worm, more accurately a soil nematode, called Caenorhabditis elegans. C. elegans has become an important model system for animal biology and is described in almost 8,000 research papers. The 2002 Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded for work on the C. elegans cell death, apoptosis pathway. C. elegans progresses from a fertilized egg into a newly hatched larva in only 12 hours. During this time, the embryo develops a nervous system, muscles, and digestive system that, at the cellular level, shows a great deal of similarity with tissues in higher organisms, including humans. Because C. elegans develops into a fertile adult in only 3 days, it is possible to dissect developmental processes with genetic and molecular tools that would be impossible or impractical to use on higher animals with longer generation times. We worked on several aspects of C. elegans development, including morphogenesis, changes in cell shape that transform the round embryo into a long, thin worm, gastrulation, how the early embryo distinguishes inside from outside, specification of the germline, and specification of cell fates during early embryogenesis. Some of the current work in the lab is in the following areas, and so on.
Well, that doesn't ring any distinct bells. I mean, I've certainly read a lot about nematodes, but I don't know. Try doing a Google image search for James Prius and see if that turns up anything.
I think it's going to bring up this brown-haired dude. Let's see, images. Yeah, lots of pictures of that brown-haired dude. Also some other brown-haired dudes. Also some of the people that he's worked with. This is probably his mom. Some other dudes. There's a Nazi. Here's a guy who at first looked like he only had one arm, but it's just an upper position. Here's some. This is people. This guy has a head injury. One thing that I've noticed with Google image search is that anything you put in, you're going to find lots of people with head injuries.
Why?
I don't know. Like, if you put in a person's name, you're always going to get just piles of pictures of somebody with head injuries. That's just my experience. That's not really true, but...
Alright.
Here's Chris Farley Improv Challenge. Here's some emo person. Here's some other creases.
Here's Xerox.
So nothing really interesting going on here, just people.
Right. Well,
there's all the different James Bonds. It's not James Priest.
I'm baffled.
Yeah.
Let's go fold it over.
Here's just a picture of the fucking generic Google Plus, like, human picture, which is useless. Like, is that going to just appear for every person's name that ever had a Google Plus account associated with it?
Only if they never put a picture on it. Like
yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
I'm clicking too many of these now. I've lost the thread of what's important and what isn't.
Don't we all?
I'm gonna take a break from this and see if I can ferret out the source of that James Prius folder. All right, desktop. November, let's see, backups. November 2nd, 2008 backup. Quality sorting 02. And here we have a whole bunch of pictures and 2 folders named, we sort bad into 01, remember, which is empty. And then there's a good folder that should be named like good or something, but instead it's named James Prius. What the hell? Why? That's baffling. What are these pictures? I can't tell because it's a zip file in a zip file. Did these get properly extracted? Why do they all just have numbers for file names? It's just more of the same crap. I don't know what to make of this. I don't recall seeing any of these pictures specifically, though. Do you?
No. I remember seeing that Crikey picture. And if at first you don't succeed, give up.
Yeah.
And that pencil.
Yeah, I remember sorting the Crikey one into the good one. But nonetheless, aside from that, I'm just going to copy these all into the
Eliezer Yudkowsky with a saxophone. That's a good picture.
I don't know that it is, but since if I put them in here, some or all of them would have dates that would require going back and dealing with them or whatever. I'm just gonna say, since they survived 2 rounds of quality sorting, that they, by virtue of me not giving a shit, I'm just gonna put them in. I can deal with them later.
That's you, Jack. Always dealing with things later.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Well, there's a picture I made. Yeah.
Of how Allie's music annoyed you, or vice versa. Don't remember.
Exactly.
You know what the point of this is?
I should, but I don't.
This is a shape that if you make multiple copies of it and rotate them around in 3-dimensional space, you can have it so quite a few of them are all touching every other copy. I don't remember how many, but it's a lot.
Probably a trillion.
Not that many. It gets harder as you go because, every one you add, like if you have 10 of them, then each one has to touch the 9 other ones.
Yeah. So probably a bunch. That's not a trillion.
Yeah, probably not a trillion. Probably more like 15 at that or something like that. Icy scroll. I don't even remember what this means or what language it's in. Cuneiform, I guess. Spider-Man is gay.
He's in a closet. It's dark, totally.
Yeah.
Is that a Matt Smith picture or not?
Yeah,
okay.
The coloring book page they colored in. That's a good cat and girl.
There's Chaos. That's a good picture.
Where?
It's bottom left.
I already put that one in from earlier. There's a dream I had. Oh, someone's knocking on my door. Hold on.
What? Is it Mormons?
Hello. Yes. Hi. Yes. Certainly. A little scary in there, weren't you?
Actually, before I go too far, can I take a look at your hot water heater?
Oh, sure. We can keep it. I'm sure that is the hot water room.
No, it's not.
I think that's in another unit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we have had problems with leaks in there before. That's why they installed that heater thing down by the door, you can see. And the heat lamp inside for drinking material. So the pipes all
Right,
freeze.
because they're the
Pipes
are
freeze.
breaking. Right. Okay.
So you want to look upstairs?
Do we have more light here, or
This is all the light there is, unfortunately. There's the light in the bathroom.
so this is the bathroom here.
Bathroom here.
Just trying to figure out how this.
Yeah, she has the kind that doesn't have the third floor, right?
Correct.
So
So I'm new to these buildings. Can you help me? Have you seen
I think
all?
hers is like a mirror image of mine.
Like, is
without
her-
the third floor. Like my third floor extends over this and also over her first.
So her water leak is coming through this.
Okay,
In
so
her place.
that should probably be coming from my
There's another bathroom upstairs.
So it wouldn't be from this bathroom, there's 2 bathrooms.
Okay.
I mean, and my upstairs one, yeah, probably not worse. That's the furnace.
Yeah, okay, I was finding the lights. sorry for being nosy here, and just yeah. And there's this little weird track over the top of the wall. Well, yeah. Find that is. You ever had water come through here? No, like, but I didn't see the response. Yeah, probably condensation. The probably on the walls that's assuming that's condensation, I'm guessing. I do like to keep it pretty humid in here. Okay.
Well, so they're talking about condensation over there, and I just remember that this is a live hangout on air, so the viewer should probably be entertained. And I'm guessing that what's happening right now is that Jack, because he plans to kill himself, is going over his house with some person and sell it off. It's condo. I don't know if they can hear me right now. If they can, it's probably pretty goofy to be doing this then. Assuming that they can't. I'm going to say that I would be pretty sad if Jack died. But maybe whoever took over his condominium could take over his place and use his computer, and we could continue to make terrible pictures together forever. Yes. I guess I'll go over the things that are on my desk. This is a coaster. It has a sea turtle on it. It was given to myself and my husband by his dad after his trip to St. Vincent. I don't really like souvenirs, especially coasters. We already had coasters, so we didn't really need more, but it's nice to have a gift, I guess, or to get one. This is a sticker for Shauna Mary O'Toole, who wants to be the 55th New York State Senator 2016. She doesn't stand a chance because she's a big, energetic trans woman, so that's not going to happen. Also, I don't know if she has really any political experience or that I trust her in politics, but regardless of that, I would solely vote for Shauna Mary O'Toole. This is a pencil. It's pretty cool. I like pencils like this because I'm a dork. Let's see. Well, I have a hard drive over here. It's plugged in for backup purposes, but I can't bring it because the cable's too short. This is my keyboard. Here's my Wacom mouse. I just use this for the mouse all the time, my Wacom. It's in 203, I think.
So much.
Yeah, in 203. So it's kind of on the older side, but it does work. Does the job.
Alright, hi Ashley, I'm back.
Hi Jack. Hi Jack. I've been filling in for you a little bit.
What were you talking about?
The things on my desk.
Oh, well, the viewer can't see those things.
Oh,
I don't think.
maybe. I don't know. I don't really know how that works.
Yeah?
Was your key in here?
Yeah, I leave the key in the door.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, that's fine.
You want me to close it all the way?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at the Google screen share thing. Is it? It's showing just my screen, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, good. That's what I wanted. If you don't set it up right, then it'll flash back to your face when you're talking, or if you don't have a webcam, to just your avatar, which is very disruptive of screen shares. But I think I had it working correctly.
Gotcha.
That was just a guy investigating a water leak.
Oh, okay.
That's into the neighboring unit. Hers is sort of a mirror image of mine, but mine has a third floor and hers doesn't, and so it's probably coming from my third floor bathroom. Because, although I didn't actually tell this to the guy, I run the shower up there like all the time.
Yeah, I assumed so.
Way more than a normal person.
Yes.
So it's probably me.
Well, it's good that it's not molding, apparently.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's surprising if you do run it all the time and there's no windows in that restroom.
Yeah, there are no windows in the house.
Yeah, because they're all taped over with aluminum foil. Or foil insulation, or whatever. Anyways.
I just have to turn off all these lights.
I guess if you're doing cold water, it's probably not too likely to mildew very quickly.
I use hot water.
Oh.
I like the house to be humid.
Right. Well, I guess if you leave the door wide open, because the purpose is to humidify the whole house, then it would take a long time to mildew.
Yeah, I leave the bathroom door.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a questionable practice, I suppose.
Well, you don't live in California, so you can't do that.
Yeah, and plus there's 7 other units in this building, and we all share the price of water, so.
So, at least it doesn't affect you very quickly.
Financially, yeah.
Yeah.
Although, yeah. Okay, where were we?
There's that fish, that terrible fish.
What fish?
The tall fish.
What fish?
It was down. It was lower.
Oh, the oarfish.
Yeah.
The terrible fish. That fish was like the number 1 or number 2 most hot linked image on my website. May still be.
That's important then.
I guess. It's a good picture. It's the only one photographed live to my knowledge. Maybe they found actually, no, since then there was a video one, but it's not very good. They were assumed because they would find them like washed up on the beach dead or whatever because they're from the deep sea. They assumed they were like sea serpents,
Mm-hmm.
Going around like snakes. No, they move like seahorses. They go through the water vertically.
That's really great.
And very fast.
I love it.
Vertical animals are creepy. That's what makes humans creepy mostly.
Yeah.
Okay, what's important here? Oh, here's a chart that shows how black people are dumb. I'm putting in pretty much all the charts. It also shows there's a lot of overlap, though, and of course, who's to say what the causes are? This chart doesn't get into it.
For the record, I don't agree that black people are dumb.
Well, I'm not saying they're all dumb.
Well, I'm not arguing with you regardless. I'm just saying I don't.
It's a rectangle that bounces up and down. And Lammer's pretty smart.
Yeah?
He's black.
Yeah.
He was my best friend for years and years.
And for what it's worth, that human biodiversity guy is black and Chinese, and he is smart, apparently.
He's Chinese? I thought he was Jamaican.
No, he's half black and half Chinese.
That's weird.
And that was making fun of when you said that once. That wasn't, yeah. You're talking about human biodiversity, and you were like, for what it's worth, he's black.
Who?
The guy who, that J-Man.
Oh. Yeah, I thought he was Jamaican.
No, he's black and Chinese.
Well, okay. He posts a lot of maps. I don't know if I agree with his breakdown of the American nations. Well, he posts a lot of maps of other things to show how the lines match up with his lines, so I don't feel like they really match up. He seems to be right about stuff in general, though, and have a decent perspective on it. About how, different people be different, but don't be a hater. Or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm losing my ability to distinguish importance from non-important images. Alright. Cake maze. No, that's stupid. Stupid.
That baby is important. You use that baby to trick people into watching a terrible video.
I don't know that makes the baby important. Maybe it does. I'm putting in stuff that I drew. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That toy robot giant in a hillside by that painter who does only paintings of toy robot giants and hillsides is pretty good.
Yeah. A lot of these, though, it's like, it's a cropped version of something else. It's like,
Right. You have that something else elsewhere in the folder.
you just set that thing in.
Pokey the Penguin's important.
Piggy the Penguin is.
Those gears are important.
What gears?
Those they look like
This?
sand dollars and a wire and like a wiring diagram with sand dollars in it.
Oh, no,
Blue-haired guy's important.
those are pies.
Oh.
They
They don't look like pies at all.
Well, it's pies viewed from the top.
They don't look like pies at all.
Well, how would you draw a pie from the top?
Probably in color and very elaborately, to be honest. But
Well, what if you just had a black whiteboard marker and not very much time, and you were trying to draw something that the professor had instructed you to draw the circuit diagram for a resistor, and you wanted to trick the class and make them all like panic because they thought that they didn't know anything about how to do it, and they thought they did.
let's see. Well, I guess I'd probably do something like that. I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to do anything. I'd probably just stand there, make noises, but then walk back to my desk. But we're gonna assume that I'd be a person who'd do the kind of thing that you would do here. That boom headshot guy is important.
I think I already put that in, but it's okay because on the next pass I'll sort these by size or something to get rid of duplicates.
That room with a stairway in it is important.
Oh yeah, this is a tracing of an earlier one.
It's a really good Lemmings level style thing, aesthetic. They had good aesthetics.
Lemmings had a great aesthetic. It did. Here's a good GIF if you want to confuse people into thinking a bug is on their screen. This is a bug that walks around like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
How many bugs walk around in circles, though?
Well, it goes in more of a figure 8, I'll show you. See?
Yeah, it's really not convincing.
Well, it would be if it was just on a page for no reason and you looked at it out of the corner of your eye.
Maybe so. You can't both be Dilbert is important.
Yes. Probably yes. I think
This is my shoe IRL is important.
yeah, Sadie Mae. That's a good tiling optical illusion.
Yeah, that's important.
Hey kids, I'm strung out Sammy, and I just love drugs, and nothing's ever gonna make me quit because I'm so cool. Unfortunately, intervention music forgot to show up, so the show ended there.
Maybe these are all the pictures you're going to send to James Priest.
No, I don't even know which one to send it to. I can only imagine that, like, his name was in my copy buffer, and I pasted it into the folder name as I was naming it because I thought I had something else in there, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember why I would have copied his name. I just don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This girl shows up a lot too. Kablam. A lot of these are duplicates that just have stupid file names. Whatever. This is from a weird, terrible RPG Maker game from the sister community of the ZZT community that was also hosted on the Underdogs that we never knew we had until the Underdogs shut down.
Mm-hmm.
That Yahtzee was part of. Remember Yahtzee? Oh, that's important. This is a map of the walk that I took. You remember that?
No, not really.
It's the walk that I started at my house, which is actually this one. I labeled it as this one to confuse people on the diagram.
Oh, clever.
But it's actually this one here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't really see very well. This black spot is a trampoline.
Oh.
So I went up here and up to this road and up all the way up to here and into the woods. And I'm not sure this actually was where I went into the woods. I guess it was. And then I don't remember what that ad sign is, or what any of these letters are actually. And then I went along this field until I got to this other neighborhood that was a little bit more well-to-do. And here, this house is where Katie Timmerman used to live, according to my mother. I talked to the people there one time and asked if I could come in and look at it because I remember they had room in there for like a 2-story Christmas tree. It was impressive. And I remember watching Gumby in her carpeted basement. But they denied all these things and acted like I was insane. Also, it was raining. And then I went over here. This is a restaurant called Morel's. Morel is a type of mushroom.
You have a bear in it?
I did. And a taxidermy bear. And then I went down the hill here to this highway and I followed it down to here and down to here and across the field there and went up to here and back to my house.
Very nice. That's a nice long walk.
It was a long walk. I've taken longer walks. I once walked for 11 hours, ended up at a Venetian blind factory. Following some hot air balloons. It's just an Omega. This is from somebody's search history. Yif, LouDobbs.com. Pretty nice one of those. Translated Garfields. Heads. None of these really feel like they matter, and yet I don't know.
I think that matters. It's a good picture.
I already put that there. That one I made. I don't know.
Yeah, I think your standards are definitely going down here.
Definitely they are. Oh, this is a good one. This Building 7 falling down. Pokey Penguin. So many of these I already put in. These are just duplicates. Duplicates. Dream I had.
It slices, it dices.
Causes a 100,000 light year diameter quantum explosion. The Omega-Matic, available from Vitacorp. Assembly required.
Quantum explosion is just not quite like what do you call it? What's that word for Star Trek gobbledygook? Where it's
Babel.
yeah, it's not quite good enough in that respect to like be funny.
Yeah, I could certainly think of better ones. Like I would have probably said vacuum metastability disaster. Problem with that is you can't really set a diameter on those because they just eat the whole universe.
Yeah. But it would still work for the purpose of fucking Commander Keen anyway.
I guess. Shannon. Here's this flower.
There's some Problem Sleuth pictures.
Yeah.
Back when Problem Sleuth was good. I liked all of Problem Sleuth, but it got a little tiresome, and I can imagine if I'd actually been like reading it as it went, it would have been absolutely intolerable.
I thought it jumped the shark once they got out of their offices.
Yes.
CJA edit.
I think it's an ESDemo1 edit. You often confuse CJ and ESDemo1 for those Kelvin and Hobbs edits.
Oh, you're probably right then.
Evan Estamond.
This, more of this. James Priest directory just goes on and on. Doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is Japanese word for a loud, confusing sound.
I did that Rumsfeld and Lemmer picture, didn't I?
Maybe.
I think so. I don't think I had it in that color scheme, but
Well, it was in that color scheme to begin with.
oh.
Cropped from a larger one. That man with the skunk mask. This fox, I guess. That's important. And it says another circle disassembly. Whatever. Steve
Volka is dead.
I just don't know.
There's the auras, they're important.
Yes, those are very important. Okay. This one is animated and what does it do?
There's that conference room, that's important.
Yeah. Nice Simrise logo, there's some background, wallpapers, chart of the tallest buildings. There you go. So these things, they just have different names. I think there are actually just legitimately more high quality pictures in this section because it's from a quality sorting thing that I did.
Mm.
There's a good Dilbert. Illuminate, lighting your way through the web. The zombie, that baby that the head explodes.
There's Sente Watkins' whatever it was supposed to be, a check or something.
Income tax return.
Income tax return, right.
Yeah, I made that into a PDF.
Yeah. Bank of Alan Green's plan.
Farm girls. Here's a hilarious joke I made about DMZX. Where I took a New Yorker cartoon and they put that to me. I don't recall any context, or I don't necessarily think there was one.
Yeah, I don't recall you ever even looking at DMZX for any amount of time.
I don't think I did.
Yeah. There's horrible Mike Myers from the horrible Cat in the Hat movie.
Yes. I have more pictures of him than. No.
What's the?
No.
That's a nanotech hazard. What's that supposed to mean? That image.
I think this is actually like the real thing for nanohazard.
Okay, what are the?
It just means that there are very small particles that you probably shouldn't be breathing.
Because they're spiky, like.
Because who knows what'll happen if they get into you.
No, what is the? Many hazard pictures, they imply like a fairly interpretable like metaphor image of some bad thing happening, and that doesn't at all.
Well, that's because we know what happens when people touch fire. We don't know what happens when they inhale weirdly shaped nanoparticles. So just don't do it.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't really help.
It's not important. How to read for retards? No. Maybe. Ducks. Symmetry. No.
There's a scene from the famous comic Uzumaki.
Where? What?
The one with the heart.
What? Where?
The one with the snail man. That's the famous scene from that comic about spirals.
This one?
No, that's not a snail man.
This one?
Yeah.
No, fucking isn't.
Oh.
The comic wasn't even in color. Uzumaki is what you mean, yeah?
That's what I said, yeah.
No, it isn't.
Well, whatever.
Liar. I don't know, I'm just putting in all the porn pretty much, because whatever.
Agent Smith is a pretty good character.
Because everyone wants to know what sort of porn a dead person looked at, probably.
Nobody cares about that.
No. Well, some people.
Nobody cares about dead people, Jack.
They do care.
You just keep telling yourself that.
They don't really, it's true.
There's William Crystal, he's important.
No, he's not.
Remember that picture I had that was just William Crystal and said William Crystal at the bottom, and I think I took it out of like the game or something?
Vaguely.
What happened to our dream of freedom? William Crystal stole it.
What a jerk.
What a jerk.
Snowman, no.
Here's a picture of Lemmer.
Yeah, this one's funny because I was replacing Lemmer's head with this eggplant, and he was like, no, and then I replaced this one where his head was already replaced. And he was like, no, wait a minute, that's actually just some guy's head with an eggplant on it.
Yeah. Pizza Man. Does whatever a pizza can.
Don't lie. A lot of pictures of girls with extra arms here.
Your favorite.
TVs for heads.
Your favorite circa 2008.
Here's a long comic by CJA or S Demo, one of the two.
CJA.
Okay. Emmy. You drew this, I can tell because you colored it in using.
Also CJA.
Well, it has your name in the file.
We were copying. Yeah, it also says CJA's name in the file name.
Well, why would either of you do such a bad job coloring in?
Well, because we were copying each other's work.
Oh, so it was just like impressions of how
Yes.
you were. I see. I see. I guess this isn't important, really.
Lemmer is ruining it for everybody. Samurai pizza cats are important.
Samurai pizza cats. They're fighting crime all over town. Oops. There's part of the rules for Napoleon at Chattanooga. Turn sequence track. Diplomacy phase. Economy phase. Supply phase. Production phase. Event phase. French spaceship movement. Austrian spaceship movement. Spaceship combat. French planetary surface movement. Strategic hand-to-hand combats. Alien activity. Victory assessment. I remember there being one in here that was really weird, but I guess there's not. This is a pretty normal game. I've never played it. I don't know.
There's some good scenes from the Sword and the Stone.
Yeah. I don't know if it's real or not.
It's a real movie, The Sword and Stone.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it was a cute little movie. It was very like subdued, which is kind of nice.
You won some awards for like character animation or acting or something.
Yeah, good animation.
Digimon chip.
It was like very uncharacteristic of Disney. I mean, I was certainly more characteristic of like 60s or 70s Disney, whatever it was, 70s Disney, I think. But it was very, I don't know. I liked it.
I guess I'll put those in.
It was something I watched a lot as a kid.
Here's some guy. So many of these are just like, why did I even save that to begin with? You know,
Yeah, most of your pictures are actually like that.
most of them really, yeah. No.
There's the enclosed instruction book.
Oh, yes, that's important.
There's a project for school about crystal meth.
Where? Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good chart. I'm avoiding most of these things about how religion is so dumb, but I do like that chart. You remember this chart?
No. It sounds fun.
Gods we don't believe in. Gods that Christians don't believe in. Gods that atheists don't believe in. And
That's cute. That's cute.
just that this one name.
Yeah. It's a good chart.
No.
It's one of those things where it's like, why didn't I think of that? Like everybody, all the atheists say it, but they never just write it out.
Here's when this GIF appeared in your Pigeon folder or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Well, what were you using? It wasn't Pigeon, it was the other thing.
That looks like Pigeon, or Game, which was the previous name for Pigeon. Game.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll put it over there then. What is that? I don't know what that is.
Digimon.
Digimon.
I don't know.
Steep staircase.
It was like yes.
More building 7 pictures. Who cares?
Who cares? There's Blue Jean. And back when Blue Jean was useful or fast.
I don't remember it at all.
The supercomputer.
Maybe. It's probably not important. These things, if you want them, you can go to Eric Friedman's site. All this math, geometry crap, it's all from him.
Charles Barkley, Shut Up and Jam Gaiden.
Yeah, I tried to play it, but it seemed terrible.
I never tried to play it.
Lemmer tried to make me play it. Lemmer plays like RPGs and stuff.
Because he has enormous amounts of free time, apparently.
It's hard for me to care about games and computer RPGs in particular, it's so obvious that it's not like you're even getting better at this useless activity.
They're just there to waste your time
It's just like
and feel long.
just grinding, and these numbers just go up.
Yeah.
It's like, what is the point?
So spend a lot of time so that they can. I mean, the longer you spend playing the game, the more artificially important seeming the events are.
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. There's an ES demo comic, Strontium for Christmas.
That's pretty good. School jokes for aliens. This is when I was looking for jokes about aliens, so that if I ran into an alien, I could tell them and see how they reacted. Seems like something nobody's tried.
Hmm.
Never really came up with one. There aren't a lot of jokes about aliens. Like, the closest I could come up with was a joke about astronauts. There's these two astronauts on the moon, and they go to a bar, but they leave after a few minutes. You see, the place had no atmosphere. That's the joke.
I know. Here's Kim Jong-il as Ash Ketchum.
Mm.
I don't remember any of these pictures. Must have been friends for this period of time.
Oh, look, we're past what's his face.
Or that stupid Mario.
Not in the file name anymore.
Oh.
I sent this to Jude. The caption saying, "Congratulations, you're now the leader of the Synod." Vincent thought I meant it because he didn't look at the 2 address. You'd think, being a lawyer, you would be more careful with the fine print. 3 naked girls with bags over their heads. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is funny. This is how Real puts on.
Ergo Proxy.
Yeah, that's how Real puts on her makeup. It's just
That's stupid.
it's hilarious.
Stupid.
Like how Daedalus's reaction is just that his hair pops off for a second. Alright. Oh, this is a bunch of scribbled drawings. Shouldn't be animated together, but it is for no good reason.
The only scene I really remember from Ergo Proxy is the scene where she opens his drawer and he has a whole bunch of carefully folded socks.
That's a weird thing to remember, actually. You don't remember the game show?
Oh yeah, there was a game show.
You don't remember the Disneyland one?
Yeah, vaguely. I mostly just remember the one scene of where she opens the drawer. Oh, there's my old bedroom.
Where?
Second from the bottom right.
This one?
Yeah, my old bedroom.
Well, there's a lot of computers in it.
Yep.
Alright, I'll put that in. No one will know the significance of it unless they watch this video. There's a bunch of 3D shapes. This is a poorly planned comic, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
This actually predates that. This is a poorly thought out comic. Shapes.
I feel like this might have once appeared in poorly planned comics.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, early on. There's Godell. Yo.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to point that. Like that. I remember this comic. Now stay out of our restaurant. Have a good night. Some people. I don't want to kill thousands upon thousands of snake men for money. I did that when I was a teenager. Totally beneath us. Oh, there's a certain allure to being out there, risking your neck and wading through blood and guts. I know what you mean. Of course, there's no law saying you can't run an Italian food joint and kill for money. That's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember that comic, and don't know why I saved it either.
Because Matt Smith is a good person.
Is that why?
Yeah. That's a good Keen comic.
I like this one because of how metallic their hair is.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm gonna put in that Commander Keen comic.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put in that guy dressed as Commander Keen though, because he's horrible. It says so on the file name.
Yeah, he is horrible. I wasn't going to suggest that. Senator Barack, that series of images about Senator Barack Osaka is good.
Yeah, I think this is an animated GIF.
Yeah, it's good.
Is it? This is no. This is not an animated GIF. Whatever. I'll just put in the sequence. Racist. More maps.
Karl Rove inside of Bush's head, a little bit too on the nose, I think.
It's just too old. Nobody cares anymore.
It's true.
16 Easy Pieces. Alex had me watch the movie 5 Easy Pieces starring Jack Nicholson.
How was that?
Very much in the same vein as the stories in Dubliners by James Joyce.
Oh.
It was a
I never read Dubliners.
of somebody being, disaffected, having a life that they don't like, that it's a problem to them for reasons that they can't even really express very well, and just like those stories, it doesn't present any kind of solution. It's just like an illustration of how bad things are. And then what? What's the point? Why would you watch it? If you fall in, animals would eat you, and that might make them sick. Thank you. Did I draw this?
Looks, maybe.
I think I did. Yeah, this is a diagram of who's playing which role in different productions of the same play. Joan of Arc looks like. Might be of value to somebody.
Okay.
Crap.
Might be a value to somebody, just definitely the rationale of a hoarder, Jack.
It's generally, what did you say?
I said, might be of value to somebody, it's definitely the rationale of a hoarder.
I guess.
There's Ben Franklin, a real photograph of Benjamin Franklin.
That's what the file name says. I don't believe that file name, though.
Remember when he taught you how to save your money?
Yes. That was worth watching. What was that short called? It was MST3K short.
I don't know.
Money Talks, that was the name. Good short. And some of this crap. Totally know what that is. I'm putting it in. This is just a super long animated GIF. What is this? Yeah, it's like every GIF I had or picture, which was 200 by 150, split into frames, and then the frames arranged by file size.
A lot of Harinoshi Goo.
Well, that one was just particularly long.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't know that this is really of value to anyone.
Value is very subjective.
Hey, Steve, did we ever decide if the big bad guy is called Yars or if the aliens are called Yars or what? No, Joe, this isn't the game title. It's not writing.
That's a good joke, always.
put it in. Alright, now we have a bunch of cute Wendy strips. This one's funny. This one's funny. This one isn't very funny. Too much text. I don't know what that one is. What's that one about? This is sort of inside joke. I don't get that. I don't know why I downloaded it. This one's good. That one's stupid. That one's good. That one's good. This one's good. Yeah, this last one here. This is a parody of whatever that stupid beat 'em up game is, where you have to rescue your girlfriend. You did well to make it this far, punk. But it ends here. We're the Chipmunk Twins, Gnarly and Charlie. Is it just me, or is Charlie... If you wish to get inside Bayside High, you'll have to make it past us. And our pet dog. Grr. And our pet goldfish. Grr. And the New York Philharmonic Orchestra. Grr. What? Why? Attack! This gave me the inspiration to have the New York Philharmonic Orchestra as a random encounter in an RPG game I was running. I actually made chits for them all. I looked up how many of each type of instrument was.
You're an idiot.
It wasn't a very difficult encounter, but it did take all evening. Turns out most musical instruments do not make very good improvised weapons.
Here's half of your face.
Like, I think the best one was probably like a flute or something, because at least you could just beat people with it.
Couldn't you beat people with like a sax? No, it's not an orchestra instrument.
Yeah, I don't think there was a saxophone. Also seems more unwieldy than a flute.
Yeah.
But yeah, they took out like the whole viola section with one grenade. They were... There's a Raycaster we made in Megasticks, or that you made and I told you to make.
Can I really make a Raycaster? That sounds implausible.
Well, maybe I told you to make it and you told Paul Guy to make it. I don't remember.
That sounds a little more likely.
Do you remember making this?
I mean, it would have been very, very, very slow if I made it.
I don't remember being slow.
Well, I don't remember making a working fast Raycaster.
I do remember it being kind of pointless. We ended up not using it for anything, but it worked as specified.
Well, if there was a sufficiently pointless Raycaster, maybe I could make it.
Image strips. I guess that's a good collage. I don't know. This one, the values were set too low. This one, jump height wasn't high enough to get out of this pit.
That was some good game development there.
Yeah, game development screenshots. We never released any Megazooks game, did we?
I released Maze Mission Adventure Game 2 in a very subdued way. Maybe I'll release Maze Mission Adventure Game 2 Gaiden. In a more obvious way.
I like that one. You know, Josh Frulinger did a tool-assisted speedrun of Wario Land 4?
No.
Wait, is Josh Frulinger the one who draws Q Wendy?
I don't know.
Well, whoever did a speedrun, a tool-assisted speedrun of Wario Land 4, which was entertaining. I enjoyed watching it. You know, it's a game where instead of having health, all the enemies just give you different status effects, and sometimes they're useful. Here's the NSA's mascot character, who's a fly.
A fly in the wall.
Wah, wah. This is from a bunch of Waluigi bullshit. Yeah, his name is Josh. It's Josh something.
There's that girl from How to Read English.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Saying fuck. Commander Keen. Commander Keen. Stupid comics. George Costanza on Super Smash Brothers. Bunch of bullshit.
Lots of Waluigi. There's the basement, probably when we were thinking about making a randomly generated, vertically oriented adventure game.
Yeah, well, it's the thing here is that it's a lot easier to make sure that it's navigable if you do it on a hex grid, because the ratio is just 1/2,
Right.
as is easily provable. On a square grid, it's more complicated.
Hmm.
Here's the first picture that I saved upon getting Windows Vista, which I got along with a new computer, I think. Or Waluigi. Just don't know. Here's Aubrey de Grey. Remember him? Is he still
Yes.
alive?
Yes.
How old is he?
45.
No one's impressed.
Hey Cortana. Hey Cortana. I guess this thing is intercepting. How old is Aubrey de Grey?
Oh, Cortana is your Siri equivalent, I see.
Yeah, 52 years old. That was actually not that far off.
Still not impressive.
No.
I'm gonna put in the silver panel.
But he looks like he's 35.
No, he doesn't. He has a super long beard.
Yeah, that's deliberate, though. Because I guess shaving reduces your lifespan.
No, it doesn't.
Well, maybe it's pointless. Maybe doing pointless things reduces your lifespan.
Seems unlikely. Oh, this is good. This Punisher comic. I read that actually because I like to quote it in my head, but I don't totally remember how it goes. Sit down, Jake. Sit down. Let me just run a psych test. Ask you a few simple questions to determine your state of mind. Okay. How old are you? 36. Caliber. Where do you live? On the edge. What's today's date? Punishment Day. Look, I haven't got time for this, Matt. I'm going after the public enemy, and that's that. Give me the plasma cannon, will you?
That's pretty good.
Captain America again. Kidnapping some children.
Everybody likes that picture.
I guess. So funny.
Yeah.
Is so good. Is so funny. No.
Who did that? I feel like that's somebody important.
This
Yeah.
This is somebody with a live journal who was inspired by something in poorly planned comics.
Huh.
Now here's a nice page redacted by the. I just like the file name on this, which is "fuck you, la la la."
There's Tim Friedman's illustration. That's good. Tim Friedman's good at illustrating.
This is a good political cartoon because why don't I open this? Probably because I have 8 million Earth Review things open. Close them all. This is a good political cartoon because it summarizes, in retrospect, a lengthy political story that it seemed like this took forever, but this is a good summary of it. Of Hillary's desperate shenanigans to try and thing.
Oh.
Remember all that?
No,
Well, you maybe just weren't paying attention.
probably not.
Probably the right choice, really. I'll put in these Megazooks jump game test boards. I'm not going to put in this owl with the super long nails, because what the hell is that?
There's a Bob the Angry Flower about salt.
Yeah. Something is making my computer slow. Why? Why is it being so slow? 99% disk usage. Why? I demand to know who is doing it.
Just hit the disk button. I'll show you what's on top.
Well, it's not working.
It should work.
Well, it isn't.
Well, sucks. Click it more than once.
Task Manager itself is getting freezy.
Uh-oh.
Fuck you, Task Manager. Come on.
Is this Windows 10 or 8?
8. Alright, now we're down to 66. Oh my god. It's sorted the other way. Crap. Up at the top, it's nothing particularly big.
It looks like it's just every single OpenView window that's doing it.
But there aren't any.
There's 1,000 according to this.
Well, according to the taskbar, there's 0.
Well, according to this, there's lots.
Well,
There's not, they're each using 0.1 megabytes a second, so that shouldn't really add up that fast, but...
it adds up, Jerry. Sort them out, at least. But now we're at 100% disk usage. Yeah, where do these guys get off in the building? This is the first time I've ever had this problem. I don't know what the deal is. Probably has something to do with interference with Google Hangouts on air. Pages of orphan views. And you have to close them individually. You can't just select them all and say, turn that off. Have you upgraded to Windows 10? Use them.
Yes. No, I upgraded to Windows 10 on my Mac.
What? That doesn't make any sense. God. Is this actually getting rid of them? I guess we're down to 2 pages now. Right, thank God. Okay, they're gone. No more orphan views, and the disk usage is drastically dropped.
Wow.
Well, there we go.
You solved the mystery.
Oh my God. Alright, so, yeah.
Patrick Starr is important.
No, he's not.
Eliezer Yudkowsky thinks he's important.
I used to think he was important.
Oh, the Eagle of the Press.
I don't know.
You get too big for his vest.
What'd you say?
Nothing. There's the Drod guy, best salesman ever.
Yeah. Danforth Stroud. I don't know that that's an important picture, though, really.
There's lots of MZX jumps.
Lots of what?
from ZX Jumps.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, that I was just saying it adds up, Jerry, and here's the comic that's from. So I guess I have to put that
Yeah, it's clearly important.
in. Yep.
Ah, there's all of your header images from your Castle ZZT solutions.
Well, 3 of them. This is the first file in the directory alphabetically.
Huh. That must make it important.
What is this? I don't remember that really. Shove up in your ass, Brandon and Mallory.
Fourth floor conference room, Liberia.
I'm just gonna put these all in, not this. Just
Who's talking to you?
nobody's talking to me.
Oh, well, then what made that blink noise?
I didn't hear a noise.
Well, I had. Nobody's talking to me.
Look, here's Mega 6 Giant playing the drums.
Yep. In his basement. His basement at home. And there's Werving Prince Caspian.
I don't really know those people though.
They're Megazooks people.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a video from the most recent Megazook convention. There's Anton Chigurh, he's important.
Yeah, I'm taking all these images.
Alright. But it's said that it's a privately listed video, so I should think twice before sharing it. So
Oh,
yeah.
video
Of Megazook convention 2015 in Chicago.
but what specifically?
It's just like edited out of all the video that Cuddy took. It's narrated by him.
Oh, maybe I watched that. Link me to it.
Okay.
What the hell is this? What is this shit?
Amusingly, if I type in youtube.com, the suggestions are youtube.com, YouTube Google search, Antichrist Chaos Reigns, Antichrist Chaos Reigns, and YouTube Lecture 1 Higher Computing Richard something.
Those are just personal results because you like foxes.
I guess so. I know I've seen more YouTube videos with foxes in them than just that one, though. I'm also not really sure why I'd need that twice.
Yeah. Google works. That hamster, he knows. He works there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of these.
Yeah, this video has a page 43 in it, and he works at Facebook.
Oh, this is interesting. You notice this one has no text on it?
Yeah.
You know why that is?
No.
Because it had a JPEG thumbnail. And even when you do stuff to it, it doesn't change the thumbnail if you do a nerd batch convert.
I see. Weird.
I change the dimensions. See, look at that. Word house is in blue as a reference. Isn't that cute?
I sent you the video.
Alright. I won't watch it on this because this will be public and then it'll be publicized.
That's okay, honestly.
And everyone, how long is it?
25 minutes.
Yeah, well, I don't know if people want to watch that during this because it sounds boring.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily any more boring than this. Probably significantly less boring than this for most people.
Oh, yeah?
Only because it has some vague narrative to it. That's the only reason, really.
Does it have a narrative?
In that there's, in as much as Azumanga Daioh has a narrative, whereas this doesn't.
I don't know that it does any more than this.
It does. There's character development. There's they're going places. They're doing stuff. This is not really that at all. Get drunk, find a gun. It's a good picture.
Yeah, I mean, this has pictures in it, and we're talking about them.
Well,
Con. I mean, what's going to be in it? What even happens to these things? All those still pictures I've seen of it is just of people sitting around on laptops.
So there's a lot of that.
Not cosplaying or anything.
No, there's karaoke in it.
That's terrible. I don't want that.
there's very little of me in it. I think that maybe Cuddy was nervous about videotaping me in case I never want to be on camera or something. I don't know.
A lot of side talking here.
There's Insidious in it being obnoxious, which is his talent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he goes on an extended explanation of the story of All You Zombies by Richard Heinlein or whoever, Robert Heinlein, where this person is their own mother and sister and whatever. So yeah, you can listen to Insidious talk at length about a Robert H. Heinlein story, or A. Heinlein, whatever his name is.
Heineken
That's something else.
is the only science fiction author is also a beer. Well, let's take a break from that in a second here. I guess I should put her in since she shows up a lot for no good reason.
Is she anyone you've ever known?
No.
Is her name actually Gina?
I think. It's not a name I would make up. A lot of Saturday morning breakfast cereal comics in here for some reason.
I like that old picture.
This one?
No, one says old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like those people side talking in their printers.
Side talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Side talking on their telephones.
Yeah.
Those pictures they don't make a lot of sense anymore.
I had this as Mad Tom's Z2 picture for a while. They changed it. He's wearing a Burzum shirt.
Yeah, Tom liked metal when he was a Buddhist.
He did. 2 Mormons. Just Mormoning around.
Your arch enemies.
No, not really. I remember saving that. Toucan. These from some old thumbnails of Castles ECT archived by internet sites. Here's this cat thing. You animated it, but this isn't the animated version. That I think is animated. I'm not totally sure. I'll check if it's animated. And then I'll watch the stupid video. What is this? Yeah, this is animated.
I don't think the Megazeeks convention video is entertaining at all, but I think it's amusing how like uninteresting the things that Cuddy thought were interesting to talk about or watch were.
See, this used to be over the chat window
Mm-hmm.
in Kessler's ECT, so random lines of the conversation would appear to just disappear, and people would be baffled.
Yeah.
Baffled as to why. So, yeah.
You're very tricky.
And,
Frixie.
yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Here's a picture with me in it. Tom McCloud.
That's important.
Various other cartoonists. And, no, that's stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. These are all stupid. These are Castle's EZT. Chowder, don't fuss with it. There's some chowder porn. What is... What is this about? Oh, that's a pretty good cat and girl. I'll put that in. Alright, I'll go to the thing now. Oh, where did you put it in the side nod?
No, I put it in the hangout.
Alright. Chicago, Illinois.
Alright, it's about 9:54 p.m. on Thursday, July 23rd. I'm about to leave my apartment in New Jersey here, head to Cleveland to pick up Ashley, and then we're both heading to Chicago for MZXCon 2015. So I literally just finished packing everything. Might as well take a quick look here. So as you can see, I've got the trunk pretty much packed, so unfortunately Ashley's going to have to put our stuff in the back seat, but over there, that's my computer and keyboard, which I had to box up because I had no room left in any of these bags. Got some like electronics and stuff here, video game controllers. Got some duplicate NES games. I'm going to be stopping at the game store in Chicago. Like to trade these in for stuff that I want to add to my collection. Just got my clothes in here. I got my air mattress here that I bought from Modell's, which I'm probably going to be sleeping on if there's no room on the couch. And Bose stereo, which I'm going to be using to get the sand out of my computer. So that's pretty much all that's in the trunk. Take a quick look at the back seat here. I'm still driving the same car I've had for 5 years. You can barely see it because of bad lighting, but I got my monitor in here in this pocket in the front seat. It's right here. And the tripod's on the floor there for this camera I'm holding. So that's pretty much it. So I'm going to hop in the car, get something to eat, and get some gas. Then I'm driving nonstop to Cleveland.
I'm going to get something to eat while watching this video.
6 hours when I stop there.
Have a nice eat.
Which, incidentally, the thing is, I'm in the kitchen right now because that's where my computer is. So I'm still going to be here talking and watching. I'm just going to be making a bagel or whatever.
Okay, so like 9 hours later, I finally made it to Cleveland, and now we're getting the hell out of Cleveland because it's depressing here. Yep, Ashley's joining me. She's taking the wheel for a bit because I need a break. Yeah, so I'm actually want to show you guys something. In Illinois, there's like something at the like turnpike that you might find interesting. Toll booth. What are you looking for?
The flickers. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Hold them long because I didn't want to get pulled over. But yeah, I'll meet you guys at the toll booth when we get to it. All right, so if I remember correctly, we're about to see that thing we were talking about because there's a toll booth coming up here. We're on the Chicago Skyway, I think. I was thinking Pulaski Skyway, but I think that's New York. Okay, this isn't quite the one we were talking about, but we've passed a few of them already. Basically, a lot of these toll booths on the Chicago Skyway. If you ever played the Megazooks game, most meaningless game called 6, these like neon signs have a font that matches the font from that game almost exactly. But like this one doesn't. It's kind of close, but not quite. but just trust me on this. Maybe we'll try to get one on the way back. So at this point, we're like less than 20 minutes away from where we're supposed to be. So we'll just see you at the apartment. All right, we're finally in Chicago. It's 3 o'clock and the gang's all here. So this right here is 1453 North Washington Avenue, I believe, and this is where we're going to be staying for the weekend. Looks pretty nice from the outside. We're going to check it out on the inside and see how it is. Hi.
Are you filming me?
So you must be.
Yeah.
Caitlin?
I'm Cuddy.
Buddy, Ashley.
Yeah, by the way, Deadpool lives here. True story. All right, so we'll just unlock things here. We'll get back in a second and check the inside out. So we're ascending the Deadly Tower here to see what awaits us. This is very tense and dramatic right here. Oh, I didn't realize there were more doors. Who would have thought?
Here we go. Some of them turned to left, some of them turned to
Welcome, guys.
Wait, I think it's your lunch.
So what do we got here? We got a rather large TV, a rather large couch. I guess I won't need an air mattress.
Very nice.
Fantastic. So I'll find out where to put my computer.
Bedroom 2.
You know, YouTube has an auto-stabilize feature.
This is glorious. This is enormous. I like it.
You should make use of it.
Because we're never going to see this place again after this weekend.
Actually, are you there?
I'm here. Yes, and I agree.
You should tell them to auto-stabilize this.
Maybe I will.
No.
What do we got here?
In the future, I might also consider like holding the video up a little, the camera up a little higher there,
Well, it's supposed to clear out the fridge, so.
not just looking at everybody's like little torsos.
Hope they left coffee at least.
Hmm.
I think coffee was one of the things that they said they appreciate.
There's baskets.
Holy shit. We have a? Well.
We have solid ice that we can just break and put in anything and we'll have alcoholic drinks.
Maybe she's almost done.
I may or may not have all the actual physical conditions.
You have
Welcome back. People buying a house and then living in it. Jeff, buy a house. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you like the house?
Yeah.
Will Jeff be able to buy the house that's fine of his dreams? Yes, he will. It's his budget, is it, Jeff?
Yeah.
That was not a close one. No. We'll be catching up with Jeff when he's bought his house, which is now. Jeff, you're now living in your house.
Yeah. It's alright, doing a bit of DIY, putting some shelves up, but nothing major.
We'll be catching up with Jeff's attempts to live his having things on shelves dreams now. How are the shelves?
Useful.
Well, that's fascinating. So to sum up, Jeff, who you don't know, has bought a house and is now living in it, having put up some shelves. I think we can all agree that that's basically a good thing. Join me next week in coverage of people arranging to rent a flat and then going to the shop to buy some food to eat in it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think the viewers get the idea. Maybe we'll return to that later. We need a break from the act excitement of this image picture thing. I forgot about this cake. You just have a lot of pictures of cakes.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Trent. In case you want to know, the snack that I ate was honey roasted peanuts and blue cheese.
Jack likes his peanuts
I
and
prefer
his cheese.
pistachios, actually.
Pistachios are more expensive though.
They are. Alright. Cops. Some other stupid thing about cream corn. So I like this one. Yes, well, legibility and correct punctuation might not be street, but that's how I roll, motherfucker. So you wrote his name Edward, and then you put a period at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It amuses me because just a word outside of the context of a sentence shouldn't have a period at the end. Also, I like to just sort of rewind this. Like, what was it that this other guy said that incited that response? Because he doesn't look like he's capable of coming up with anything to say about this situation. He just looks like, ooh, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he even has serifs on it. He's spray painted serifs on. Alright, well, I guess it wasn't that funny. Lemmer in the 70s. All these pictures of Lemmer, are they really important? No. This is a baffling looking screenshot from Excel. Conversationally. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playground is where I spent most of my days. This is all like, I don't even remember what this is. It's one of those pictures where the point in saving it is for people to puzzle over it later and try and figure out what on earth the context was. These are all good. Super Fun Pack Comics is great. This is interesting. If you give people this stimulus and ask them to draw it, people with the right hemisphere injury draw this, and the left hemisphere they draw that. See?
Mm-hmm.
Ta-da. 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 Ta-da forever. Bless my nippers, cries Harry. Bless them all day long. Yeah, I think presumably, and you'd get the same effect during the water test. Oh, Gary Spivey, psychic medium healer. A cake that looks like a slice of tuna. Here's a picture of Matt. Here's a screenshot. Eerie landscape, shrouded in fog. 5. When 4 just isn't enough. Oh, it was all just a crazy dream. Say, does this mall have a sun coast? No way, Archie. Remember what happened last time? Evil bee from the secret room. I feel trapped in place. Claustrophobic. We're all trapped here. Just suddenly, take a screenshot. Dad calls. Okay. So I guess this was your screenshot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember this at all.
I do.
Why do you have this quote from Cat that comes back in a notepad document?
I think. That's not a notepad document, it's a collage.
Oh, this is a screenshot?
I believe so. Well, let me think. Let me look at this for 1 second here.
I mean,
Oh no, it's in a notepad document. Let me see
open.
here. This would have been. Well, I know when this would have been, but. Mm-mm. 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 I have Imperator. Well, I mean, I think I had that thing in a notepad document because I was like, "Oh, that's a spooky quote."
I remember you being affected by it.
Yeah.
Why is there something open in Vim that starts with flimsy?
It was probably just things you were saying that I thought were interesting.
Okay. Just thinking what else you have open here. Yeah, I like how all I'm doing right now is just reading to you random text from unrelated non sequitur images, and in this one there's a screenshot you took where I was doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, you've actually spent a lot of time in the time we've known each other doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's most actually what you've ever done with me. It's the majority of it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'd say hour for hour probably is.
Maybe. If I was playing the banjo. This is a comparison of the length of the Wikipedia articles on God and errors in Windows Vista.
I see.
Oh, criticism of Windows Vista. That one is longer. Slightly longer. Anything. But is it important? No. Alright. There's children admitting secrets. Dilbert. There's more by this guy who I can't remember his name. Merkley, I guess. Something Merkley. It probably says in the metadata. Let's take a look at how much metadata this has. Details. Actually, very little. Weird. I may have batch converted it in such a way that it removed JPEG comments or something. More extra arms. That kid ate a ladybug. Photobomb. This pig is a fucking retard. Popeye, please look under your vehicle for penguins. Da-na-na. This is a warning about how a steel ball will fly out and chip your favorite tooth. It's a very odd warning. That's from that same site that this porn is from. I remember this picture. Brutal affront. Oh, this is from What's It? Problem Sleuth. Sam and Max. Oh no, Santa had a stroke and died. Now there's no one to deliver the presents. Who'll save Christmas? Enjoy your presents, kids. Christmas was never in any danger because we buy your toys, not Santa. So this kind of Santa exists, but for no reason. He doesn't do anything.
That's pretty amusing, yeah.
Do you like cops?
No, cops are awful. They all suck.
Have you met a cop in person?
Yeah. Yeah, I met a good cop once. That's only because he was State Police Department of Environmental Conservation.
I like pretty much all the cops I meet, but Madison has unusually good cops because we just have a really competitive job market for everything because of the university and stuff. And also I'm a white guy, so obviously I get the long end of the stick on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. In my experience, cops I meet are like just idiots and stuff. But
Yeah, where do you live?
Rochester, New York.
Yeah.
I mean, there are universities here, but probably not as prominent as University. Well, University of Rochester is a prominent university. But,
The University of Wisconsin is a prominent university in a town which is sort of dominated by it in a way that other towns don't seem to be. Like, Madison, Wisconsin is, statistically speaking, the most systemically racist city in the United States. If you compare the standard of living of the average resident who's white versus the average resident who's black. And the reason is the university. And it's, it's because all the smart Asian students come in and fill all the spots and take all the jobs, and you work at a bakery when you have like a master's degree, and everybody there has a degree higher than yours, and black people are all chopped up into excerpts on different sides of towns. There's no central community for them, and they're just sort of shoved under the bus basically by the system. Anybody who lives here is particularly racist, white or black. They're all very friendly, but that's how it is.
Yep.
I don't remember that one. Oh, the caption for this was, "It was the black guy." Da-da-da. More or less suppers. Sam and Max. Sarcasm. Old memes versus new memes. Toots. Wow, that's pornography. Oh, I like this one. I call it AO hell because I'm yet another cocksucker. This is no longer really relevant, but I used to know people who would do that.
It's a good line. It's relevant.
Particular.
Let's say Insidious is somebody who does that without any doubt. You can see some of it in that video, most likely.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I no longer speak to the guy. His name was Zach. He was part of the RPG group. But eventually he left. Or like we changed playing locations and didn't tell him. I forgot. One of the other.
That's not nice, but understandable.
Congratulations, graduate.
Is that the cake they gave to Harry Potter at the end of the story?
What? What makes you think Harry Potter gets a cake at the end?
Because they graduate, don't they? From Hogwarts?
No.
Oh.
No, classes are canceled because there's a war between the dark wizards and the good wizards.
So they don't get to graduate?
Not that I recall. Here's
Oh.
the fattest man.
He looks actually, like, pretty friendly.
Yeah, he's chipper about it. Happy birthday, Calvin. Green.
It's not nice to compare Lemmer to the world's fattest man.
Well, I wasn't comparing him. I just put his head on.
It says Lemmer fattest man.
Yes, well, be that as it may. Oh, dear. No. It's a comic being self-aware, but is it funny? No, not really. There's a lot of repeats here. Seth Simrise logo again. I probably should have gone to the effort of finding the stupid program that can delete the repeated files, but I didn't. Oh, here's one with you in it. Anthony Sgromo reveals his fetish for furries in Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, only you're a boy, and there's actually I don't think you were in that film.
No.
And this is a file photo of Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
So there are some inaccuracies.
There are some accuracies.
Unless I guess I put that in. Let's see. Here's Bush laughing. Bush petting a turkey. Here floats again. Truck with eyes on the back. This stuff just isn't. It isn't important. It isn't important at all. And it was a collaborative comics project that utterly failed, thanks to Lemmer being part of the people it was collaborated with. Maybe the only one, actually. Here's Patrick Stewart holding the letter B. Is that important? Probably not.
I don't know, Jack. Are you sure that isn't like the only picture of Patrick Stewart holding that beat?
I'm pretty sure it's not, because I can think of a YouTube video that has it in it. Have you seen that one?
No.
That's pretty good. It's short. I'll show it to you. It's probably not really something I should do on a video thing, because frame rate's going to get all fucked up or whatever, you know.
Be or not a bee? That is the question. Whether 'tis the second letter of the alphabet or some other merry letter. Be or not a bee? Now, by my sword, I declare, be or not a bee, 'tis bee. Good night, sweet bee. Bravo!
Wonderful, wonderful.
His performance was clearly not I do not understand data because it's polite.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. So let's say you need the picture ready. Here's every individual frame of the. Oh, I guess not. Just some of them. And this is in the middle. But now here's the rest of it. This is all the crap that goes in front of the chat box if you talk long enough on Castle's EZT. It's too bad those pages don't work. There's so many different versions of Castle's EZT that just don't work anymore because I didn't properly, you know, save them in a format where they could be accessed. I just didn't care anymore, and I broke them and put something new up. No one to blame but myself. I mean, they could be reconstructed, I think, in large part. The pieces are there. It just, it would be a lot of work to do it. Some ufologists. Monster made of pencil. There's some Castle's EZT stats. I guess that could be important. It's not really. This is what Castle's EZT used to look like. There's that weird pane on the right side with a random image in it, and then this chat box. The background would eventually change into something weird. I think that's the more advanced version. Let's put them all in. You're still there?
Yes.
Okay. What is this? It's a big transparent image, I guess. I don't know. Here's a police officer holding a batleth with a troubled look on his face. It's an evidence photo, see?
I see.
Have you read that article about how, like, pedophiles are all into Star Trek?
No, I actually haven't read that.
Yeah, apparently it's, like, really, really a thing. Like, the Toronto police say they have a joke in the office that there's two kinds of pedophiles, Star Trek and Star Wars, but really it's mostly Star Trek. Like, they'll go into a house of a suspected pedophile and they'll see a batleth on the wall or something, and their stomachs will just drop. They're like, oh no, because then they know it's the right house.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah, but it's like they say 99%. It's like something like literally 99% of them are Star Trek nerds, which is an absurdly high amount. It's like even 99% of the people at a Star Trek convention wouldn't be Star Trek nerds.
I gotta say, I'm not sure I really believe those statistics.
Well, that's what's said in the article.
Okay.
Oh, it's one for you. Congratulations, Ashley.
Oh,
I think that says Ashley. I don't know. Here's one that says nobody loves you.
that's one for you.
That's not true. You're mean. Let's see.
Hey, don't talk to me about it. You're the one planning on killing yourself and all.
What does that have to do with it?
I just figured the implication there was nobody loved you.
Oh, no. That's not really it. And Mimi from Super Paper Mario. Remember her?
I don't.
Oh, she was great. She was a shapeshifter. This wasn't her true form, it was just sort of her default form, I guess. This isn't it either. This is going stupid because it's not loading fast enough. No, that's not it. Oh my goodness gracious. I guess
I saw a picture of my dad. It's important.
I'm trying to find a picture of Mimi's true form. And I have to type it in. Oh my god damn it. Oh, I saw it go by for a second there. You know what? Whatever. We'll get to it. I'll put this back so that I can fucking find where I was. It says it sorts it. Come on, that's not where that goes. God damn you. Alright, fine. It's just a lot of images here, so just one of Mario or Luigi getting shit on by Elmo. How delightful. I hope the images actually do get better. Like, my plan was to have statistically separated them too. Because these images aren't that great so far. Vader Sim porn. Put that in. This is a good chainsaw suit. I can't sleep, bro. I got to Lunesta, TM. Do not operate heavy machinery while on Lunesta. Allow yourself at least 8 hours of sleep before... Wait, that is not the Lunesta butterfly. That one is not green. Do not let it touch you. Oh, God, no!
That was pretty good. Okay, Jack, I hate to break it to you, but I gotta go to work in half an hour, so I'm gonna go get ready for work and say
All right. Bye,
bye-bye.
Ashley. We're ending this now.
Okay.
I'll do something else. We can come back and do this later. Or with
Sounds
something
good.
else. So, good night, everybody.